Imagine this. You're traveling from Copenhagen to Hamburg. In the past, you'd wait for a ferry, hop between islands, lose hours along the way. But very soon you'll just drive straight into a tunnel beneath the Baltic Sea, and 10 minutes later, you'll emerge in another country. This isn't science fiction. This is the Fehmarnbelt Tunnel, one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects in Europe. Today, I'll tell you why Denmark and Germany decided to link their coastlines, how the idea was born, why they ultimately chose a tunnel instead of a bridge, and what benefits this mega-project will bring to the entire region. And most importantly, how it will redraw the map of Europe. How it all began, the origin of the idea. It didn't start yesterday. The idea of connecting Germany and Denmark directly dates back to the mid-20th century, when European countries were just beginning to build their post-war transport networks. In 1963, the famous ferry line between Rugby and Puttgarden opened. It was called the Vogelfluglinie, the Bird Flight Line, a poetic name for a route linking Scandinavia with Central Europe. But like all ferries, it was slow. Winters meant delays, storms, strict timetables. And as traffic and freight volumes grew, one thing became clear: a permanent link was needed. Even then, Denmark considered building either a bridge or a tunnel. But the technology of the 1960s simply wasn't ready. From idea to decision, why a tunnel? Fast forward to the 1990s. Europe is integrating Schengen, the EU, booming trade. Denmark has already proven it can build engineering marvels: the Great Belt Bridge, 1998, and the Øresund Bridge, 2000, connecting Copenhagen and Malmö. The next step, the Fehmarnbelt. In 2007, Denmark and Germany signed an agreement. It's happening. But the question remained: bridge or tunnel? Early concepts proposed a colossal bridge nearly 20 kilometers long. Stunning, yes, but risky. The Baltic here is deep and rough. Strong currents, complex seabed geology, busy shipping lanes. And then there were the environmental concerns. A bridge could disrupt bird migration, marine mammals, even reshape the coastal landscape. After years of analysis, in 2010, the final decision was made: a submerged tunnel. It will be the longest underwater tunnel of its kind in the world, carrying both road and rail. How it's built, the engineering, and the scale. Imagine a giant factory on the Baltic coast, where massive 217-meter concrete sections are cast, each weighing nearly 73,000 tons. These elements are like links in an underwater chain. They're towed out across the sea and lowered onto a specially leveled seabed. They're carefully aligned, filled with water and concrete, and sealed tight. In total, there will be 79 of these sections, each one fitting perfectly with the next. The precision is astonishing. A tolerance of just a few centimeters at depths of dozens of meters. On the Danish side, an entire mini-city has been built for the construction. The factory, a port, housing, roads. Work began in 2020, and now the tunnel is steadily taking shape. When it's finished, it will be an 18-kilometer underwater link, where trains can run at up to 200 kilometers per hour and cars at up to 110 kilometers per hour. Why all this, the strategic importance? So why did Denmark and Germany commit to such a project? The answer is simple. Europe's future depends on connectivity. Today, traveling from Copenhagen to Hamburg takes about 4 hours and 45 minutes. After the tunnel opens, just 2 hours and 30 minutes. And it's not just about saving time. It's a new transportation corridor, the Scandinavia-Mediterranean route, linking Helsinki, Stockholm, Copenhagen, Hamburg, Munich, Rome, and Naples. For freight, it means shaving off hundreds of kilometers. For passengers, new routes and more tourism. For businesses, fewer barriers and faster logistics. And finally, a major step toward a greener Europe. The tunnel is expected to reduce CO2 emissions by shifting part of road transport onto rail. For Denmark, it's a gateway to Europe. For Germany, a new path to Scandinavia. when it opens, and what comes next. Construction is scheduled to be completed by 2029. After testing, the tunnel will open to passenger and freight trains. It will become the longest combined road and rail tunnel in the world. And it's more than just an engineering marvel. It's a symbol of a new Europe, connected, fast, sustainable. Copenhagen to Hamburg in under 3 hours. Helsinki to Rome, linked by a single corridor. And all of it began with a dream imagined 60 years ago. We often talk about building bridges between people, but sometimes it's tunnels that bring us closer. The Fehmarnbelt link isn't just engineering. It's a belief that distances can be overcome. If you enjoyed this story, give it a like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which engineering project has impressed you the most. See you next time, and remember, beneath the Baltic Sea, the future is under construction.